What is guys, my name is Aaron or XrayCosmo and welcome to another video. Today we have some huge buffs to talk about and they're actually pretty surprising. So for the first time in forever, my boy Genji is finally getting a buff after all these years. It's been a very long time since Genji got a buff and these are huge. So the first buff which Genji got is his primary fire, which went from 28 damage to 30, which isn't too crazy, but we also have his spread on his secondary fire reduced from 12 to 9. This is super massive. I'm actually really happy about this as a Genji player. My favorite buff, which I'm sure if you play Genji, you really have been wishing for this to come true. And finally, it did. Genji can officially cancel his deflect, and it's also been increased from 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds, which is also pretty huge. This kind of feels like when Reaper got his buff a while back, for when he could get out of his wraith. I don't think people realize how big this is for Genji. This can really decide life or death for you or your enemy in certain situations. For example, if you encounter a McCree and deflect his flash, I know many of you have been in many McCree Genji staring contests, so now you can easily kill him, which is very good for Genji players. Now next up, we have pretty sufficient nerfs on Echo. They don't sound too crazy, but they're actually pretty big. Her beam has been reduced from 20 meters to 16, which as you can see on the screen, that it's a little in between these two lines in the training range. Echoes are now going to have to play a lot closer to the action, which will make her more vulnerable, which I think is a good balance change on Blizzard's part. Just, it looks very little on the screen. I feel like people won't realize how much of a nerf this is until you really play her in a game. But yeah, this is what it looks like in the training range. You'll have to try it out for yourself. We also have Hanzo, who got a buff. His storm arrows were increased to their old damage of what it used to be when they first came out. This is a big buff. He was considered OP at this time, but I think all the balance they've been doing recently won't really mess up stuff too much. As you can see, he can now 3-shot a 200 HP hero instead of 4 shots, so hopefully this will make Hanzo do more damage, especially against shields, which is kind of a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. Lastly, on the buff and nerf train, we have Moira, who got a buff and a nerf. Her heals got a buff and her damage got a nerf. Her damage took a pretty big hit, going from 50 to 40, and it also now takes a second longer to kill a 200 HP target. I'm sure you guys can see how slow it feels, but we'll see how this also plays out in normal matches just like Echo. I mean, 5 seconds, that's pretty long. It's gonna definitely make some big changes. She also got a buff on her heals from 65 to 70. Now, this also means for all these heroes, because of the damage and healing buffs they got, they all have increased ult charge rate times, which I will also like to see how that plays out and how fast all these heroes can charge their ults now. This can really be a game changer, especially with someone like Genji, if he can get his ult before a support, or if Moira can get her ult even quicker and defend her team from that. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. What are you guys' opinions on all these changes? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you liked the video, please hit like, and if you want more Overwatch content to watch in your free time, then please do consider subscribing. My Twitter is in the description if you guys want to follow that for updates, but other than that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.